Okay. Okay, here we go. Let's do it.
It's time for the show that brings the magic right to your speakers. Ears up!
Hey, welcome everybody. Ears Up Podcast. And I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad I'm here because we have a great show for you today. Not only are we talking about details of Disneyland that we both love and dislike. I hesitate to even use the word hate right now because I'm so sensitive to it. But
it is a strong word.
It's a strong word. But we're doing five things about the Disneyland Resort that we love, absolutely love, and then also 5 that we don't really like, that we hate, that we could do without, or whatever. And I'm going to tell you, man, this exercise was tough for me.
Yep.
It was very, very challenging, and not in the way that you would think. I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to put a pin in that section, and we're going to do a little bit of sensationalist journalism here, everybody. Yeah, it was really neat, especially because I haven't been to the parks in like 2 or 3 years. So I had to look stuff up to see if it was there. I had to like watch walkthroughs.
Yeah, I had to go back through my old photos, like way back, like 2014 is I think the furthest I could go, and just look through things to try and, because I used to take a lot of pictures of details at Disneyland because I used to do Instagram for Ears Up. So like I went through all that to try and remember details of the parks. It was weird.
It's tough, man. You're sitting there going through your mind like, okay, so you walk in, you go around the thing, and then you're down Main Street. Is anything Main Street? Okay, and now usually we turn left here. We go into Adventureland. Are we doing anything? Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. We also have, coming back, Dave from DaveLandWeb.com to talk to us a little bit about the House of Tomorrow. Dave, welcome back, my friend.
Thanks for having me back.
Of course. We're going to put on a little slideshow. So you people listening on YouTube or watching on YouTube, you're going to get to see photos of what it is we're talking about. I understand it's a podcast and the visual, section of this is going to be hard to follow along. But if you're listening to the show, you can either stop it and go watch it on YouTube, or listen all the way through and then go watch it on YouTube. Or I'm trying to link to everything on the blog post here, and I don't know if I'll be able to do that. Maybe I'll just link to this section on YouTube, and we can do it that way. But we'll figure it out anyway. Maybe I'll link to the House of Tomorrow section from Dave's website, and we can just sort of figure it all out there, so you can do a deeper dive if you want. But I thought it'd be a really cool idea. Dave pitched it, and I said, "Yep, this is great. I love it, man." Because not only do we get to hear about stuff that isn't around anymore, but we get to look at it too. And I feel like that's a rare combination.
Cool.
You know what I mean?
Love it.
Okay, let's see here. Let me go through my little notorinos. We're on social media, you guys. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest. You can send feedback to Taryn at earsup-podcast.com. Show suggestions, Terrence at earsup-podcast.com. You could say hi.
Hi.
To Bev. And if you have any tips on how to fight ants, email those to me at jason at earsup-podcast.com. We are like ant invasion central. It's D-Day here at the Petros household, and ants are the allies, and we are the beaches of Normandy.
It's the actual worst thing in the world.
It sucks so bad, dude.
Ants are the worst.
They really are. And I understand they're a really important part of the ecosystem. Like, I get it. There was a dead bug in my garden, and the ants are all over that. I'm like, okay, this is what you're here for. That's cool. But you're not here to eat my soap out of my bathroom or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, get out of here.
They're everywhere.
I know they don't know that, but they should. And if they don't...
Aren't ladybugs good for that? Isn't that what they're...
Well,
I think they sell them in hardware stores in little bags.
You know what? I bought a little baggie of, it was like a little container of praying mantis, and my kid and I watched them kind of come out of the little paper cocoon or whatever. There's like 200 of them. So, let's release them into the garden. And we released them into the garden, and they just kind of fluttered everywhere and whatever. About 4 hours later, the gardeners came with like the industrial blower.
Gone.
All over. The plants were moving like it was a hurricane. I'm like, okay, we're never going to see those things again.
Probably should have planned that differently.
Yeah, they're in the next town over by now, man. Blown apart by the gale force winds.
Those things can hold on, though. I saw one once stuck to the side of a car on the freeway.
Wow.
Just hanging on. And I was
hanging on for dear life, man.
oh dear.
Yeah. Well, anyway, R.I.P. that guy. All those guys, the 200.
Those guys.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't understand it. Anyway, Dave, let's talk about the House of Tomorrow, man. What do you think?
The actual name is the House of the Future.
The House of the Future. Why do I keep thinking? Look, one thing about me is I will always get things incorrect.
You're thinking that because it was in Tomorrowland.
Yes. Yep. That's exactly it. Let's say it was that.
So Monsanto, the company that is now famous for all their deadly fertilizers and all that stuff and has a bad rep, back in the day, in the 50s, they were looking for a way to showcase some of their plastic products. And it was two guys that worked at, I think they were on the faculty for MIT. Let's see, it was Marvin Goody and Richard Hamilton, those two guys. They were tasked with coming up with designing this plastic house that had clothes made out of plastics, all these things that Monsanto made from plastics, and they wanted to have a showcase. So this is what they came up with.
Nice.
Walt thought it would be a great fit for Disneyland. So Monsanto had a 10-year lease at Disneyland. They sponsored the Hall of Chemistry and the House of Tomorrow. And that's how that came to be at Disneyland.
Wow.
Very obviously low cost for Walt because it was an advertisement.
Right.
Yeah.
Very futuristic looking, as you can see, that kind of bubble look. There's a shot, if you want to get to it, of the brain trust at the table looking at a little model of it, which is kind of cool. It had like 4 little wings and then a central area.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
there's the guy studying the model of it.
Look at that flat top, man. You could probably rest that model on the flat top, and that would never
That
move.
is extremely mid-century.
Yeah, I never realized
Chris
that
Mullen of Golden State Warriors fame.
he does look like that. God, he really looks like that. I never realized that this House of the Future was like a plus sign. I always thought it was just like that corner part.
No, it's it's definitely like a cross or plus look. Now, guess how long it took to construct it at Disneyland? Just think of how long it would take to build a house.
I don't know, a couple.
But it's made out of plastic.
A month?
5 months.
I guess.
5 months is right.
Oh
Yeah.
wow! Had to happen
And
at
there's
some point.
There's some interesting construction pictures that I sent your way. One,
Ooh.
yeah, there's a cool one.
That is neat,
It
man.
almost looks like an
Some of it
airplane.
was prefabricated
Uh-huh.
and then installed on site. There's another one that shows the castle in the background, which kind of gives you an idea of the location of where it was. So today, that area is approximately where Pixie Hollow is.
Yeah.
Oh. Huh.
And the foundation was like solid concrete. The thing was earthquake proof. And I heard one of you saying something about, it was easy to make because it was a plastic. One of the most famous stories, and it is true, when it came time to dismantle it, the wrecking ball bounced off of it. They ended up
Wow.
having to hacksaw. It took them I think an extra 2 months to tear that thing apart because they had to hacksaw it into pieces.
Wow.
Longer to tear down than to put together.
That is correct. That tells you why landfills are an issue. And
Yeah.
That's funny.
I like this
plastics
photo
don't
because
go away.
it definitely gives you a nice sense of scale. You
Yeah.
don't have a lot of the bushes in the way or the bigger trees or whatever. It's still very like low, construction looking photo. But that castle right there by the house, it looks, that's a really cool shot. I like that.
Yeah, it is.
Now,
Yeah, it is.
as of last time I was at the park, I don't know if it's been removed, but that concrete foundation, there are still remnants of it.
Yep.
Right around where some of the fountains, there were fountains underneath. And, after it was gone, it became, I think, Alpine Gardens. Then it was Ariel's Grotto and then Pixie Hollow. I don't think they ever removed that concrete foundation. I think they just kind of planted and built and landscaped around it. So that was always kind of cool. It never completely left.
Yeah. I might be getting ahead of myself. There's another one.
So that shot, that's a detail shot. So in front of that, I mean, you can see the Mark Twain in the background, but that's where the Carnation Bandstand, and now was it Fantasy Fair?
Yep.
Oh, right.
That whole area is.
That is incredible.
Oh, yes. Yeah, like right about here, right? Because here's the bridge going across.
Yeah.
Yep.
You could never see the Mark Twain from there right now.
No way.
There's literally no way.
I literally have like the worst sense of direction, and I'm like, what am I looking at right now? Like I don't know where I am.
If you're looking straight, please correct me if I'm wrong, someone. So if you're looking straight across, it would be where, like you said, Fantasy Fair. It will be the back way into Frontierland that would take you to the left side of Rancho de Zocalo.
Yeah, and
then take you into where the loading area is for the Mark Twain. But you could never see that because of the buildings that are there now.
Yeah. So where
that picture was taken, I'm guessing they were. Can you go back to the original one there, Jason?
This one?
Yeah, I'm guessing they were standing approximately where maybe the Buzz Lightyear attraction is, not too far from that.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of these photos, you can't even get that perspective anymore. You couldn't stand because there's either trees or actually the Astro Orbiter.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like this might be where the French fry rocks would be when you go into.
Yeah, that's probably more appropriate, right around there.
Yeah, that's wild.
Amazing. The Matterhorn was not even constructed at this point.
Jeez.
Wow. Oh yeah.
There's another shot that looks like it's just a field, which was probably a little bit early. Okay, so that one to the left, see where it creeps up? That was when it was Snow Hill or Holiday Hill.
Lover's Hill. Yeah.
So you can see one of the pylons for the Skyway kind of above, which was eventually covered up by the Matterhorn itself. And then that building to the right, that would be the Buzz Lightyear footprint.
Got it.
Wow.
And then if you can zoom in, I think this is the one that might be there was one detail shot that shows kind of a little bit of an ad, not that one. And I don't know who those goofballs are. There you go. There's an ad for the Junior Autopia. There used to be like, was it three different Autopias?
Yeah.
Fantasyland, the Junior Autopia, the Midget Autopia, and the regular Autopia.
Just what everyone needs, man.
That's 3 too many.
And there's the pylon for the Skyway.
Yeah. Look at that.
That is incredible.
Look at that truck.
I love these.
Which apparently Walt always hated those because he just thought that they were unsightly. So the Matterhorn was a great solution to cover up part of it.
It is.
Absolutely. Look at this Ed Asner looking dude over here.
Look at those police.
It's always interesting to see those. There's a mix of like the construction looking guys and then the suits with the bow ties and
yeah, like this dude right here with his tails beyond his butt cheeks. Yeah. I love it, man. This is a rad shot too. Look at that.
Wow.
It's wild.
And then the opening day shot, that might be a good one to show next.
Okay, let's do it. Let's find it here.
Fun.
So even though, you might think this is kind of boring, it came with a lot of fanfare. So this is the detailed shot. Shows the executives at the opening door about to let people inside to take a look. The Disneyland band is down below. Jason, can you go to the, there's an overall shot, I think. There you go.
Oh, wow.
There are quite a few people lined up to check it out.
Yeah.
I mean,
there were Monsanto people there. In fact, I think typically they had the Monsanto people with an M on their jacket for Monsanto that were there giving the tours, promoting the products. This was a great showcase for them. It made a few magazines, some color spreads. So some of the things that were, besides like plastic clothes, the house had, it showed off like microwaves, dishwashers. At the time, and intercom systems, these were things that were not typically found in homes, in the average home. But if you look at pictures of the interior, it didn't necessarily look like it was a rich person's home. It just looked like something from the future.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
I actually love that kitchen.
I was just going to say that table is like, I want to own it.
Yeah. This is very in style.
Today, it's very stylish.
Yeah. Oh,
People pay big money for that kind of stuff.
I was just going to say, you're paying a lot of money for that. For this lamp right here. Yeah.
But if you look at it, you wouldn't look at that and say, oh, wow, that's the home of someone who's loaded.
No.
It just looks like a really nice retro middle class home, like something you would see in a TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we go through some of these shots too? Because you have a couple of the outside of people going in and they're in color. Do you want to hit those too?
Yeah, go ahead and go through those. Yeah.
All right. Well, here, let's.
So there's a detail of the chair, which was made by the Barrage company.
Yeah. Looks comfy to me, man.
Kind of like going through a museum.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. I think my mom had chairs like that. They were orange.
So there were also, the little boy sitting there. That's I don't know if that was intentional, but they also had some like a little sculpture garden, which was kind of cool right outside.
It's a little interesting.
Of course, he sat that way on purpose. Actually, you know what? I don't know. Looking at that face, maybe not.
That was an unfortunate choice for the photo, but
I don't know.
Or fortunate.
Yeah, I laughed. These two ladies are twins.
You can see they also had some other material Monsanto describing what was inside.
For it being Tomorrowland, it's very colorful, like the plants and things. We're not used to seeing color in Tomorrowland. Or I guess is it Tomorrowland technically?
It was right on the edge of Tomorrowland.
Okay.
This I think was the exit.
Yeah, you know what's interesting though? There's a lot of shorts.
I just said that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
And because we talk about that all the time, where it's like, oh, you dressing up. You're in Disneyland, like that's a lot of these photos are of people that are dressed up, but there's a few shorts here, and I think that's very interesting. Look at this kid.
Typically, the adult males though do have pants on.
Yeah.
Rarely do you see an adult male, but kids and sometimes the women, yeah.
That poor old man in this photo is like literally wearing
go back to that other photo and look at that kid's hat. What was that?
It looks like
that was, I do have a detail. It's kind of like an alpine hat that they sold there. They sold a lot of different varieties of hats, but it was kind of like a little yodeler type hat, which was tied into the Matterhorn.
And is he carrying a Bible?
Probably.
I don't know about that, but
look at
now,
that.
this shot is probably one of the last shots I have in my collection. It was from July '67, right around maybe 6 months before the house was removed.
It does look a little funny with the Matterhorn in the background.
It also is
on which angle you shoot it at.
Yeah. Here I have some more exterior and then some interior ones.
There's the Monsanto employee with the little red M on his jacket.
I like
there
the
to answer
fountain.
the question.
Me too. I like that too. It's a nice water feature.
Look at that.
Wow.
Cool.
You kidding me?
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Looking for Jack Tripper.
Catch me with that, never.
I love that pink. Look at that.
That's
It's like
terrible.
It's like the perfect pink. It's Barbie
It goes
pink.
really well with the green carpet.
It does. God, my grandma had green carpet, and so did her neighbor. Like that was what you had.
That's what they
I think
had.
the key word is had.
Yeah.
Right.
Look at that window.
Look at this setup, man.
Dude, you guys literally own that TV stand.
Isn't that in the tiki room?
No.
It's interesting. I've got a few pictures of this room. In this particular one, which I think is from later, they have like that small little TV.
Yeah.
Some of the other ones had what we would call the widescreen TV sitting on top of that console there.
Oh.
Which, back then, widescreen, that was really mod.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Here's another version.
God,
A little farther over.
Yep.
Same room.
That color combo is fire. I'm not even gonna lie.
Who would ever choose that purple and like a light yellow and then black couch? Like this is This
And
whole thing is,
blue.
this is my jam.
That is fire. It's so good.
Most
It's like
of
a Mary
these
Blair. It's like a
were-
Mary Blair thing.
Yeah.
these fabrics were synthetic, so they were really promoting everything that you could do with plastic.
Totally not flammable.
Oh, interesting.
A little detail.
Yeah.
The acrylic.
It
Looks like it, yeah.
acrylic chairs and a peacock painting.
I love that painting.
I really like the frame, like the blue with the gold.
I
Like,
was just gonna say I hate the frame.
really? Dang.
So I have in the second round of shots, Dave, I think this is what you're talking about. Let me pop this up here for a second.
There's an interest. So the first one to have, that was like the rendering, the artistic rendering.
Yeah.
And then the other shots I sent to you, I think were before it was opened. It shows when they were decorating like the kitchen area.
Mm-hmm.
And in the kitchen area, you can see the cabinets and they were labeled. And I noticed when I zoomed in on one part, I can't remember if I sent that to you or not. Sugar and detergent were right next to each other, which I found very, there we go. We got,
Oh, geez. Coffee.
yeah, detergent. I think that's the one on the right.
Flour,
And
sugar,
sugar's right next to it
detergent,
on the left.
What is this?
What
Sharpener?
is that?
Sharpener. Yeah.
It's like MSG. You had a bin of MSG. Sharpener, tea, coffee, flour, sugar.
Detergent. What is sharpener?
Detergent.
Probably the detergent was for the sharpener. Could have been for knives. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe
Maybe
it's
they
actually
have
like
a
a
futuristic
sharpener.
knife sharpener.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm
Wow, look at
assuming
these.
those two things were supposed to be like microwaves or.
Oh, yeah, there's a turkey in there.
Yeah, look at that thing.
And a bathtub?
Oh my gosh. And probably like a bowl for vegetables.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
No, yeah, it's a bathtub,
There's also
Taryn.
a turkey in there.
What a wild concept.
It's so clean and crisp.
I love this, like the supports that are holding up the cabinets and stuff.
Yeah.
That just
Yeah.
classic 60s mid-mod sort of like flair.
It actually makes me very uncomfortable. Cabinets make me very nervous. I always think they're going to fall.
What?
Cabinets make me nervous.
Every time I put
Somebody look up this phobia. It has to be a thing.
I just don't know what's in them.
every time I put a stack of plates in our cabinets, I'm like, one of these times it's just going to fall. Like, how are they
Oh, okay.
how are they on the wall? I need to
I
see
legit
it.
understand that. And I've actually encountered a cabinet that fell off of a wall due to too much weight. It wasn't in my kitchen. It was at the office I work at. We were putting
Yes.
away prescription pads, like a bunch of paper products. And it
You just
fell
added
off
to
the
her
wall.
phobia.
Yeah.
You realize
Yes.
that?
No, that happened at my work too.
We were putting away bricks and
Terrifying and
you know,
loud.
Well, in good construction, usually they're drilled into the stud, and you don't have to worry about that.
So there is a phobia that's a fear of cabinets. It's cistulophobia. Cistulophobia. So you're not the only person in the world who's afraid of cabinets.
I think he was a a character in some French, you know, romance novel. Cistulophobia.
So in this shot, you can see on the left it says Atoms for Life.
Yeah.
It's interesting because once the House of the Future left, Monsanto continued their sponsorship with the what was that? What was the one with the atoms?
Oh,
Why is that?
Inner Space. Adventure Through Inner Space.
Yeah, Adventures Through Inner Space,
Good
which
job.
was, Miracle of Molecules was the song. So that was another one of their plastic marvels. So they just moved from the House of the Future to the Miracle of Molecules.
Look at this kid.
There's some guy that was filming a spot for.
Whoa.
This sort of looks like a scene from Blade Runner. I don't know why.
Or Mad Men.
Or
Yeah.
Mad Men,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
Are those lights on the top, or is that just
Yeah.
the top of the building?
That's dope.
I think they're lights.
This is the only room I don't like.
The kitchen.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like it just because. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's too white.
I mean, it is still
these
being put
shots
together.
were- I think they were before it was finished.
Oh.
Yeah, because you got a box down
It's-
here.
It's
and-
it's pretty sparse.
Gotcha.
It's
Okay.
not staged properly.
But it does have food.
Plastic apples.
Plastic apples. Lots of things in bags and
lots of things in baggies prepared. Yeah. Look at this package right there. It's wound up really nice.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
They're probably buried under there now in the landfill.
Probably, man. Someone's going to be digging through trying to get all that treasure.
I think there's one vintage picture you haven't shown, which is one of my favorite, the lady with the orange bag.
I have, yes, I will get back to that set here. Let's go. Because then that's the set with your other favorite photos. So,
oh, yeah.
Yeah. Got to get those going. Let's see. The lady with the orange bag. Miracle.
Bev, you're just wrong. That's a beautiful frame.
I just think that, like,
so girl.
You know what? Let's just move on to this.
We'll table that.
Yeah.
This is May 1963.
She holding Chucky?
Is she a cheerleader?
There's a you can see on that there's a yellow piece of, I think it's maybe one of the guidebooks behind the orange pom-pom and the white purse.
That's what I'm asking.
Oh my gosh, is that a hat?
I think it's a hat.
I think it's a hat.
That's dope.
No.
That's the Yo Gabba Gabba hat. That's awesome. Love it.
She puts it on, makes that fizz face.
It's the original Devo hat.
Yeah, look at that.
She looks pretty futuristic there. Very mod.
Yes.
Yeah, and like imagine spending a day in Disneyland in these shoes.
Oh my gosh. Well, Disneyland was a lot smaller then, so.
It's still
a lot of walking though.
I mean, look at that.
Wow.
I love it.
It's awful.
I love it. Okay, so I guess we can lead into with what's coming next, Dave, with this photo.
So I still remember when they announced, I think it was in 2008, that they were going to bring back the House of the Future, and I thought, that is a cool idea. And they were going to put it where the Carousel of Progress was, and I didn't know how they were going to exactly achieve it. And it was one of those things, kind of like when I first saw California Adventure, when it was first opened.
Yeah.
The disappointment was just off the charts.
That is fair.
So this is an interior of it was called the Innoventions House of the Future.
Okay.
And they had a model, which I guess was being used to like a computer stand. So they had a little tribute to the original House of the Future in there.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, and I think, Jason, you've said this a few times, it just was basically a Home Depot showcase. It wasn't so much a showcase of futuristic technologies as technologies that were available to rich people. And it was designed with just like the most crazy, incredible Disney theme. It was just like a really, really expensive hotel suite that you could probably never afford. So, you know, the original House of the Future, you kind of felt like it, in the future, it might be within your grasp if you were middle class.
Sure. Yes.
This place, Innoventions, it was a dream home because you never could dream unless you were very affluent. I mean, if you go through some of the other pictures, I mean, who could afford a place like this?
Quite got a grasp of like what it was that was so exciting about it, because literally nothing worked.
That looks like that could be in the Grand Californian.
Yeah.
I think what they did is they raided the warehouse at Grand Californian for leftover hotel furniture.
Yeah.
And they put it in here because it saved them money, and they used like a craftsman style.
Yeah.
And then they got all the sponsors to supply. There's probably, I think there was a lot of Microsoft technology. In there. So
yes.
Yeah.
It was a good use of an empty building
but not the same at all.
No, but it was still sort of fun to go through because it's, you know, it was Imagineered and there was like, it was just it
was air conditioned.
Yeah, but as like a functioning, you know, product or as a thing that you would aspire to, right? To have your house at, it just was like, I don't know, man. Half the screens seemed burnt out all the time.
Yeah.
Like this place, like what is this? What
it's
is
like an
this?
East meets West kind of a thing. Yeah. It's a weird vibe.
Yeah.
Is that a leopard print?
It looks like it. I wish it was, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Honestly.
There's a lot of different patterns happening.
There's
here.
a little too many patterns.
I always went there when it was open, but I was always also just kind of disappointed by it. Like I wanted it to be so cool, and it had so much potential to be so cool, but it was never cool.
Like, and this is supposed to be outside, so it's not. I mean, it obviously it's not outside, but this is where your barbecue is, and you can still have a PDA or whatever of what your light controls are and all that kind of fun stuff, I guess. And cool.
Yeah.
Cool. What I noticed when I was there is that people would rush through this, and then wasn't there like an arcade type thing upstairs where people could play computer games? And that was where people ended and spent the most time.
That's where you want to go.
Yeah. There was really nothing exciting about this kitchen, whereas the House of the Future.
It's the world's worst island.
See, I was going to say, I think that island's pretty neat because it gives you some workable space.
You can't put any bar stools on that, but it's dumb.
Yeah, but no one sits on bar stools anyways.
I remember being in this kitchen and there was like,
there
was things that you could do. Like there was buttons you could push to turn on the lights, and it literally never worked.
No, they never worked.
Not once. Also the kitchen.
I do sort of like the inset TV with, with like the picture frame around it. Like it looks, sort of chic, and then your screensaver for that could just be, famous works of art. But at least center it.
Also center the carpet. What is happening with the carpet? Why is it off-centered like that?
I don't know.
This is a vibe.
Like cockeyed.
This is a cursed image.
I think we found the person that designed the off-center window when they redid Club 33 in New Orleans. Where?
Yeah.
Probably the same person that did this.
Probably.
Would not surprise me.
Now this is cool.
What kid? It's cool, but what kid could have a room like this?
Exactly. Probably the Banks children, who this is definitely, reminiscent of Peter Pan, and then up here like the projection TV or something.
I'm sorry, you guys don't have a cannon in your kid's room?
I wish.
Peter Pan pops out of the closet at midnight.
Yeah, well, you can afford it at that point. I think we missed one. I don't know if this shot here, Dave, is from this or not.
That's Interventions.
Okay.
I assume one of the bedrooms.
Yeah, I remember going in this room and being like, "This is my room."
I don't remember this because it's very like lemon colored, which to me is very mid to late 60s. This is like a late 60s vibe. Yeah, and so I wasn't sure. Maybe it was the House of Tomorrow or the House
I
of
also
Today
think my family had that chair in the corner.
Man,
that's a chair.
Where do you think they got it from?
I mean, honestly, the Goodwill.
And it all starts with this, where it just leads you into like a false sense of security. And it's like when like bad movies have their characters watching another movie in their movie, and that movie that they're watching is better than the movie that you're watching.
Yeah.
So the unwritten rule: never put a good movie in your terrible movie. That's what this is. Never put a callback to something good in something that is not.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not gonna. Granted, I am very naive and spacey or absent, whatever. But like,
Are you trying to prove it or?
No, I'm trying to find the right word. I probably walked past that image you had of the old house, the display of the house. I never knew that that's what that was. I never knew that I was walking into like an homage of, not an homage, but like the newer version of what once was. Like, I don't think that ever translated well.
The original House of the Future had, I guess you would call them cast members or employees of Monsanto that could answer questions and would talk to you. I don't recall.
No, it was a free for all. It was the Wild Wild West.
Yeah, they had just basically a Best Buy Geek Squad there. Like, well, you can buy a warranty on this.
Yeah.
Well, Dave, I think that was really cool, man. Thank you very much for sharing those photos with us.
It's crazy.
A lot more on my website, of course.
Oh yeah.
And what is your website, Dave?
davelandweb.com/HOF for House of the Future.
There you go.
If you want to see more of those.
And if you're listening to the show, you can go to our website and look at these photos. I will link Dave's just entire category of House of the Future in our website too, so you can go check these out specifically on the video. Then go to his website and look at the House of the Future, and then just take some time, like take a break, get your phone, go into a quiet space like the restroom for half an hour if you're at work or whatever, and just chill with really cool shots of Disneyland.
Yeah.
Dave?
One other thing I noticed when I was going through my blog in preparation for tonight.
Yeah.
One of my posts I had posted, I guess at an auction a number of years ago, came up a letter that Walt had sent, I think it was to Monsanto, thanking them for the transistor radio that they sent to him after the opening.
Oh, wow.
That's really
That's
funny.
awesome.
That's adorable, man. I love it. I love it. He's like, I'll put it with the rest of them that I have. I love it. All right, Dave, thanks a lot, man. We'll let you split.
Thank you all.
All right, thanks, dude.
Thanks, brother.
Bye,
all right.
Dave.
Good to see you
Good
again.
one.
Bye. You too. That's a good time to take a break, everybody. So let's take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to finish our little intro stuff. We're going to get to our 5 things that we love and 5 things that we don't love about the Disneyland Resort. Hold on. We'll be right back. This is Ears Up. All right. We're going to take a break. Watching the feed, it looks like it's been laggy. Has it been laggy? It's been laggy, hasn't it? I don't know, man. I don't understand. There's nothing else going on. We're pulling.
I haven't watched the feed, but I don't.
We're pulling
keep it
no
muted
other.
for
This is
archive.
just 100%. I don't know. Yeah, I don't get it. Yeah, but I don't. I shouldn't. No, our internet is not. Our internet should be better than this. But anyway, wait for Terrence to come back, and then we'll come back and do the actual show. That was cool. I liked that stuff.
I really enjoyed that. Nobody can hear me right now. That's fine.
Why don't you get on the chat on yours? You can do both.
My computer. Look, your computer's only as smart as the person who's controlling it. I'm not trying. I got like the camera, and then I got the thing. Look, I've had 2 Trulies, and this is where I'm at. So
Okay.
whatever.
understand. I mean, it's gonna really be annoying if it's that bad.
To be the OBS because it's not choppy. Like Ring Central's not choppy.
Yeah. But everyone's saying that watching it live sucks.
They're not saying that. I mean, they said that it's very laggy.
Okay.
To tell me, pay me, and I'll pay off my credit card.
Okay.
It's a win-win situation. I did the work fun thing.
Mm-hmm.
You guys pay for it. I earn the credit card points.
There you go.
It's my finder's fee.
All right. Well, now I want to fix it, but I'm not going to. We'll figure it out later, I guess.
Lord.
Wow, bro.
That was bad.
Sorry.
Bev. God damn it.
Do what I want.
All right. Well, look, I'll figure it out at some point. Sorry, guys. All right. We're going to come back. You ready? Everyone ready? We're good?
Yes.
All right, let's do this. Gee, sorry, guys, but that guy bought 14 churros. I'm all sold out.
And now, back to the show.
That's right, baby. Don't worry about it, though. We'll never run out of churros on this show. You know what I mean? All right, we are here. We're back. And before we get to the meat of the show, Bev, you are on your way to Disney World.
I am.
And I just want to talk to you real quick because we've been talking it up for the past few months about what you're going to be doing, and you're sort of unclear. Are you sorted, or are you going in with it like sort of, we'll figure it out when we get there kind of a thing? Are you prepared? Are you ready?
I'm sorted. Yes, I'm ready.
What are you the most excited to do?
Eat at Be Our Guest, because
Really? Out of the whole entire, like, 5 parks?
I mean, kind of, yeah.
Cool.
What's Be Our Guest again? Remind me.
It's the Beauty and the Beast restaurant, castle.
And it's at
Okay.
Magic Kingdom, right? So there's
Yes.
no alcohol.
Correct.
That is not like you to be excited about a thing that has no alcohol.
Whatever. It's no big deal.
You gotta take a break sometime.
Well, I'm honestly just I'm going with my in-laws, so the woo girl is gonna be stamped down a little bit.
Gotcha.
However, I am supposed to meet Jeremy in Epcot, so
Yeah.
I have.
Oh boy.
I'm expecting to get obliterated.
All right, question though.
Just
So are
delete it.
you going to allow Jeremy to take you on a trip drinking around the world?
I will too, but I also, as I have previously mentioned, I'm vacationing with my in-laws.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, if there's a point where they go back with Abby,
No, that's not how.
Going
We do
back
this.
Oh, okay.
we
with
get the
Abby.
word over
Abby.
when it goes.
I have excellent news, Bev.
Yes.
It turns out that Be Our Guest does have alcohol.
Arms up.
Great.
90-degree angle.
I
Drop
was gonna
one.
say, I thought
A little bit.
there was
75.
alcohol there.
Drop one. 45. Dab.
And that was from Concierge Eric.
Wait, to my face. Which way do I face?
Yeah,
I don't
there
know
you
how to
go.
do that.
It's like you're smelling your armpit. You go like that.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I should. You should get closer to the mic though. That would be good.
I'm sorry. I'm
That's all
actually very close to the microphone, though.
Yeah. Okay.
This stupid thing is there.
Nope. It literally changed nothing. Nope.
But you look cool.
I feel like an idiot.
Yeah, I don't think is your microphone on. Tap your microphone. Nope.
Oh, it's not on.
Terrence.
Hold on.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Terrence is gonna get into it.
Chat says the video's fixed.
I don't know what it is, man. It's just I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Earning it, stupid.
Anything?
No.
Definitely showing a signal. I don't know what happened.
Are you guys? Well, you guys are on different internets or different. You're in different meetings. So Bev, make sure that your input.
Try it now.
Yep.
There you go.
There we go. I don't know why, but the Ring Central call keeps deselecting my my audio interface for some strange. I don't know. It's like the third time it's done that.
That's weird.
Do I sound good now?
No, you sound like worse, honestly.
Shit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm cutting all this out, so don't worry about it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, then shit.
Do I sound good?
Yes.
Yeah, you sound fine.
It does seem like Bev just needs to be closer to the mic.
I know, but she always like lives far away from her microphone.
But I'm like right on the mic.
Now you are, but you still are really low. So can you turn yourself
that was
up?
separating me was this.
Yeah, but you're still really low. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter if that's in the way or not.
You talk.
Okay, I'm still talking.
Okay, that's better.
That's better.
Is it better?
Yep. It's not great, but it's better.
Keep going.
How about now?
Yep.
Perfect.
That's great.
All right.
Don't
Okay.
move a muscle.
Could I just talk like this?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Wait,
I'm very comfortable, by the way.
Terrence, go ahead.
Am I okay?
You're fine. You could be louder.
Okay. Because I turned myself down to compensate for turning up her volume on her mic and then the master volume as well. So we'll roll with this.
You could be louder, is what I had said.
All right. How about now?
Perfect. Bev?
Perfect.
I'm still here.
Okay. I think we got it, guys. Let's get Dave
Yeah.
back on the phone. Let's do this whole turd over again.
Okay.
Ha!
I'm very excited to go to be our guest. And for the, you said do it over.
Should we let's just come back again.
Let's come back.
Okay.
Let's
All
come
right,
back.
we're going to
from
come back
commercial.
again. All right, hang on. And this time I want you guys to appreciate my my intro music a little bit more. Thank you. Gee, sorry guys, but that guy bought 14 churros. I'm all sold out.
And now, back to the show.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for hanging on. Don't worry, we are not going to run out of churros for you. I promise.
Yeah, the guy that kid was talking about was obviously Terrence.
Obviously. I mean, that was a live recording of the aftermath of what happened when Terrence bought 14 churros.
Yeah, you didn't hear the cursing from the next person behind me in line. So.
That's right. I mean, you couldn't tell, but the guy who he bought those churros from, handsome dude. Super handsome guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn, roasted. Bev, you are on your way. I think in a couple of days you're leaving for Disney World.
I leave on Saturday morning at 5 o'clock in the morning.
I was hoping that the F word was going to be 5 because we all know
It was nothing inappropriate.
we all know how much of a morning person you are.
I know, you
It's gonna
hate
be
yourself.
We've been talking a little bit off and on about how nervous you are and you're trying to plan for everything. And so there's basically no more planning to do. Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel confident you're going to do everything you want to do?
I do.
Okay.
I have.
Okay.
I do.
Okay. I believe you, man.
honestly,
Chill.
like-
I believe you.
but not because I'm not saying this because they're sponsors. Like concierge has really like come through. My food is not food. I don't want to say food. My reservations for dining
Mm-hmm.
taken care of. Everything is set. Everything is on. Has already been like I didn't have to do anything to the wristband thing.
Oh, the magic band or whatever?
It's already connected. I'm already checked into our hotel.
Wow.
I just show
And they
up
did all that for you? They'd like check you in and stuff?
I had to do the online check-in.
Oh, okay, sure.
They connected my account and everything for me.
Oh, wow.
So everything is going to be theoretically. I mean, I'm always prepared. Like I have everything printed out because I'm a psycho, but also like
Yeah.
I think everything is also just it's prepared. Like I think it's going to be smooth sailing.
Cool.
And I'm super excited about it.
That's great.
I know you never really post anything
Ever.
anywhere ever, but can you? Because I want to see what happens. I want to see
I will.
your adventure.
I think what we should have you do is take a bunch of photos and either send them to Maddie, and Maddie can post like, Bev's day at Disney World or something like that. I think people would like to see that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I can do that.
She froze.
I certainly can do that.
Okay, good. What are you looking forward to doing the most?
Going to be our guest.
Going to be our guest.
The Beauty and the Beast restaurant.
Okay.
I've been told multiple times to order extra gray stuff because it's delicious.
Extra gray stuff?
I've heard that too.
What is that even?
Don't believe me?
What's
delicious?
What's gray stuff?
It's from the song. Try the gray stuff. It's delicious.
I think it's
Don't
like a
believe
pudding.
me? Ask the dishes. They can.
I think that's the Dave Matthews song. Gray stuff.
Yes.
Gray stuff.
Oh, I hate you. Good thing.
Well, that sounds cool, man. It sounds like it's something that would be at that space restaurant, but
the Navi, I'm excited about the river, the river tour or whatever it's called.
Yeah, Rivers of America.
In Avatar land, yeah.
Not the
Navi
one.
River.
That one I'm a little concerned about because I get motion sickness very easily, but the river one looks pretty cool.
You get those wristbands? You want to try those?
The patches.
The patches. Okay. All right. Well, look, I feel confident you're going to do fine.
Yep.
Yeah. That's cool, man. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you.
I am too. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited to
it's hot.
surprise Abby too.
It's hot there.
It's hot as I'm not going to insert expletive here.
No, you shouldn't do that. All right, well, let's get to the show, everybody. 5 things that we love, 5 details that we love about the Disneyland Resort, and then 5 that we hate. Because why not? You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and then you have the Disneyland Resort.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Who wants to go first?
Well, what are we doing?
Oh, let's do
we've talked about different things.
Let's do the 5 things that we don't like first.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, let's start on the wrong foot. Let's get right with the right foot afterwards. You know what I'm trying to say?
Let's get on the good foot. Sounds
good. There we go. Who wants to volunteer to go first for the one thing they don't like? And we're just going to go around robin style like we always do.
I'll go first.
All right, Terrence, hit us, baby.
All right. One of the things that I don't like is the fact that there are defunct attractions that are never funked. Like it's
funk my attractions.
Right. Like, so for instance, the Carousel of Progress, it becomes America Sings, which becomes kind of nothing for a long time. And then it becomes the Star Wars launch bay. And it's just this thing that they're trying to put something in just so that they can fill the space, but they're never trying to make it so it's something that people actually want to go to. That's one of the details that I don't like about the park is that.
Okay.
Specifically that entire structure.
Yeah, for sure. It was cool going under it though.
Oh yes, it was. That one rail.
I still don't know if we're supposed to talk about that, but whatever.
Oh,
Who cares?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Bev, why don't you go ahead and go next?
Well, since Terrence and I are apparently on the same wavelength, I also have that, but I just called it. I still call it Interventions, even though it's not Interventions. Yeah. That place is garbage. It only exists to just take people off of rides and distract them with more trash. Like
it's a people eater.
It's a people eater, but it's also just terrible. And I just they could tear it down and make it something. Terrence suggested they could tear it down and make it more Autopia, but I almost kicked him out of my house for saying that.
Yeah, no.
But it could be torn down, and I feel like something of substance could be put there because right now I just think it's dumb. So
yeah,
that's also on my list.
Okay, got it. Taryn.
All right, so I took this very literally and went with actual like details of the park that I don't like.
Sure.
The first one is, well, actually, I have to be honest. This was on my things I love list, but it got moved, and it's the U.S. mailboxes. I absolutely love that they have them. I think it's so cool that you can mail your postcard from Disneyland, but they don't sell stamps, and they no longer postmark it so it says from Disneyland. So what is the point?
So it's a mailbox.
It's a mailbox. And I just don't know. I just don't like it. I think it's stupid now.
I feel like there probably weren't enough people using it that you can still sort of justify the cost of paying for postage. But I wonder if people were just like mailing their
No,
like.
what do you mean paying for postage? Like you can't. You have to have a stamp to mail it. It's just
No, but I thought that they used to like pick up the post. Oh no, postmark. I see. They stamp a postmark. Yeah.
Yeah, so it wouldn't say it would say Anaheim, but it would have like a Disney.
Maybe that's
thing.
the USPS decision.
Maybe,
I don't know.
but they could still sell stamps at the very
True.
least.
True. Absolutely true. One of the Disneyland details that I hate, and I'm going to say hate, the blocked off Court of Angels in New Orleans Square.
Yeah.
Now it's used as the waiting room for Club 33 guests to ascend up into the dining room, once again proving that the wealthy will always take more from us common folk. It bothers me because it is very much like, if you really want to be overly dramatic about it, it's like class warfare sort of a thing where it's like, these are rich-ish people, definitely way upper middle class to higher. We're just going to take this whole area, we're going to take it back from the people, and we're going to give it to them so they can hang out and lounge, and they have like, lemon and lime flavored waters and hot towels to wipe your hands, and like you're sitting in there, the unwashed masses are walking by you, but you're separated from by this little cool stained glass door, and it feels very weird and chic, and it shouldn't be in Disneyland. They didn't need to do that.
I agree.
It was weird.
But
Absolutely.
I also really liked being on the other side.
Oh, for sure. Well, yeah, if you're part of the bourgeois.
Yeah. Then it's great.
Conrad.
All right. So the second thing, this is a detail, kind of, but Star Wars in multiple places.
Ooh.
You have an entire area that is dedicated to Star Wars at this point, and then you also have overflow. Like, how amazing would it be to have props from the movies within Batuu instead of having them in something that no one goes to? Or you have two completely different simulated. Sorry, you have 3 Star Wars rides that are simulators in some way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them in Galaxy's Edge and 1 of them in Tomorrowland. You have stormtroopers walking around in Galaxy's Edge and stormtroopers walking around in Tomorrowland.
And by interventions.
It just makes no sense. I hate the fact that there's Star Wars spread across Disneyland.
I agree. And it's very much, and I said this as soon as Disney bought it, they are going to suck the life out of Star Wars because they don't understand that the joy of Star Wars is the unknown of Star Wars. We don't want it rubbed in our faces all the time. Bev, go ahead, please. Hit that harder next time, Terrence. Just smack it every time.
I got you. I got you,
thanks,
boo.
man. Thank you.
I freaking hate Pixie Hollow.
That is a good one. Yes.
Wasn't that where the people from Gilmore Girls lived?
Wow.
Yes.
That is actually very close. I'm surprised
It
you
is.
knew that.
Yeah, actually. It's just the
stuff.
worst. Like, you stand in line. If you've never done Pixie Hollow, first of all, don't.
Okay.
And if you have, you understand. You stand in line, and then you go to these different little sections and take pictures with these women dressed up as fairies, but you're standing and it's shady, but it's also still sunny, and it's just dumb. Like, why?
Okay. Fair enough. Terry.
Oh, sorry, it's me. The Small World ceiling. Now, I'm not sure if this is one of my least favorite details or simply just a lack of detail altogether.
Sure.
But the ceiling of Small World has always bothered me. It's just painted black. And you can see air vents, you can see the HVAC tubing. Like, why not put a false ceiling, a drapery, anything that better immerses you in the fantasy world that you're in for forever? Like,
it is the worst themed anything throughout the entire park. Completely agree with you.
Thank you. Hate it.
Hated it.
Hated it.
Hated it.
My next one is the way the tap water tastes.
So that's just
LA, bro.
That's just LA.
Surely there is something that can be done to prevent the water from the drinking fountains from tasting mildly like blood and dirt. No? I mean, I'm always like, I think I have the gum disease gingivitis because I taste blood and I don't understand. I'm just thirsty.
It's true.
I think they could do something, honestly. I really do. Terrence.
All right. My next one, This is going to sound weird, but hear me out. The people mover tracks in Tomorrowland.
Oh,
now,
Okay.
I completely understand why they're there. And it makes it a little bit shady. I completely get that.
Yeah.
But it reminds me every single time I'm in that land that I will never see a vehicle riding on those tracks again. It is the weirdest thing to me that you have something that will never be used again still there in plain sight. Thank you so much, Michael Eisner, for destroying those tracks.
Yeah.
Well, and it is funny because it's like, oh, it costs money to tear down. Yeah, it also costs money to throw things in interventions. And it also costs money to give, corporate raises. And it also costs money to move your people, your Imagineers to Florida. Like, it costs money to do stuff. Yes.
It would be.
But isn't that worth it? It costs money for Star Wars Land.
It would help traffic in that area so much.
Yeah.
It really would.
Yes.
I agree with you, Terrence. Bev, go ahead, please.
And this is a personal thing. Just personal thing.
Yep.
I hate that they took out the coffee shop and replaced it with a Starbucks.
Oh my God. Same, bro. Yes.
Yeah.
Hated it. That coffee shop. Okay, the coffee, it was fine. It was coffee, whatever.
Yeah.
But it was coffee because coffee is coffee. But it wasn't $5.
That's true.
And you could go back throughout the day with your receipt and get free refills. And now you wait in line for 20 minutes and get a McFlurry or whatever they sell there.
Yep, McFlurries. That's it.
Frappuccino.
Yeah.
Whatever. Same thing.
McFlurry. The difference is
Passionate
their
about that one. Like, that one actually really pisses me off.
their Frappuccino machine never goes down.
Exactly. You can always get a Frappuccino. You can never get a McFlurry.
That one hurt me too because those are some of like the coolest memories I have of Disneyland. Like, where's the receipt for the coffee? We got to go get a coffee. Let's just go get a coffee. It's fine. It's like 11:30 and you're leaving the park. You're like, why don't we just get a coffee? It's fine. We should get a coffee.
And it's like your last souvenir
I
before you
remember-
leave.
Yeah.
Early
Coffee's
in the
awful.
morning, standing there and getting our morning cup of coffee and watching them do the flag ceremony, or not the flag ceremony, but they do like the band would come through and they would do like
Reveille,
God
I
Bless
think
America
is what it
or
is.
something.
Yeah,
It's
whatever.
just like it was. I always like teared up because it was beautiful and it was just
well, and what
some of my favorite memories.
what I like that about that it not being Starbucks is that it differentiated your experience between just going to downtown Disney or going to any other place on the corner of any town ever and getting a Starbucks coffee. It's different. The food in Disneyland hits different. Churros there hit different. The coffee should hit different too. It shouldn't be the
And
same.
the
I don't like it.
coffee, It was under no circumstances was it bad coffee. It was good. It was
That's
fine.
not.
It was fine.
It
wasn't
sucked,
good
dude.
coffee.
It was terrible.
I think it was better than Starbucks coffee.
I disagree.
Eh.
I disagree. All right, Taryn,
All
go ahead,
right.
please.
My third one, I hate the trolley tracks on Main Street.
I thought
Guys,
about doing this one.
I love that I can appreciate the authenticity of having a real trolley with real trolley tracks, but given the amount of times I've only almost broken an ankle and now how many times our stroller wheel gets stuck in there, like just give me a more modern version of a trolley. I'm fine.
I mean, a car.
Same, girl. Same.
Yeah.
They have them. They're called buses.
Yeah.
My third one is the entirety of Buena Vista Street. And I know I'm breaking my own rules here by not being detailed enough with this one, but I can't help it. There's nothing that really impresses me about Buena Vista Street. It looks just kind of bland and not really nuanced enough to reflect LA in the 30s, which is what it's supposed to do. Instead, the shops come off more like a new block of track homes. They all have like identical paint jobs, and the windows maybe are different a little bit, but even the window treatments are boring. The Big Rock Candy Mountain bores me. It's just the whole, like walking down Buena Vista Street compared to Main Street, it's night and day. There's just nothing there. Buena Vista Street is thoroughly unimaginative.
Yeah.
Terrence, go ahead, please.
All right. I'm thinking of another hate just because Beth stole mine with Starbucks. But here's my fourth hate. The pointless warehouses and backstage area in DCA. So this area used to have the Millionaire Game, used to have the Muppets, it's right behind Award Wieners. It used to have a lot of stuff going on right now. And now they have Monsters Inc. They have a stage that is rarely used.
Was that Electronica?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Yep.
that thing was sick.
Right. They have a bar there that has somewhat decent beer every once in a while, but it's normally like micheladas. And it's just a completely unused space. And there's empty buildings where they could do something, but nothing's happening back there.
Yeah, I
Agreed.
agree with that.
Bev, go ahead, please.
So Taryn stole mine because absolutely the tracks. What the heck?
Yeah.
They don't need to be there anymore.
No.
They
Yeah.
just make it more authentic. Don't have a trolley. Have it be like a carriage ride, perhaps.
There you go.
But get rid of them. The amount of times I've almost broken an ankle. My stupid stroller wheel has gotten stuck.
Literally,
No.
I every time you walk down, you see somebody. If you see somebody struggling with those things, and if you don't see them, then you're that person.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're the person
In
struggling.
fact, I think the last time we were there, I'm pretty sure Abby's shoe got stuck in it. To the point where she had to take her shoe off and take her foot out.
She's
and
like
I had
Forrest
to
Gump.
work her shoe out. It's
I love
the
that.
stupidest thing I've ever experienced.
I'm glad that happened to her. Taryn, go ahead, please.
The next one, I'm sorry, but the Indiana Jones queue.
Oh my God.
Shut your mouth.
Now, okay.
Shut your mouth.
Wow, she's writing for one of those Disney news blogs now.
Hear me out. I really like this queue. It's clearly one of the best ones at Disneyland, maybe the best one. It has all of the elements that might be worth standing in a 60-plus minute standby line. For years, the hieroglyphics on the wall were completely useless without decoders, although surprisingly, Disney did reintroduce the decoders in 2019 on the Play Disney Parks app, which is cool. But what really grinds my gears is that the bamboo trick to lower the ceiling in the skeleton room doesn't work. It hasn't worked for years, and while I can understand that it's not a priority for them to fix that, also, it can't be that hard to fix. Just fix it.
Wait,
All right.
so that's a detail you hate is the queue because the bamboo thing doesn't work?
Yeah,
So, okay. All right. I love you.
fight me.
I will. Don't worry about it. But
Jeez.
not on camera. Mine, I'm agreeing with Terrence. People mover track. Yes, it's good for shade. Yes, it's good for collecting branches, as Jeremy would say. But it still needs to go because it's a reminder of just how spectacularly Disney has failed at one of the more popular rides in Disney history. And I don't think I'm exaggerating much with that statement either. Pull them down, plant some futuristic robot trees or something, and get over it. Just deal with it. Realize the track has to go, figure it out, and make it go. That is one of the worst parts of that land.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that's what's really holding that land back from being a lot better. You can keep interventions. You can keep the meet and greet, the Star Wars blast off space or whatever the hell it's called. But those tracks is just like everybody knows now they're defunct. It's just it's like having a bunch of broken cars in the lawn on your mansion.
Front yard.
Yeah. It's like just get over it.
Yeah.
Terrence, last one. What's the last detail that you hate about the Disney Resort?
All right. I just came up with this one right now. Does anyone know what the Paradise Gardens Park is?
Never heard of it.
No.
What?
Okay. The Paradise Gardens Park is the area of DCA that starts at Ariel and goes all the way back to the emotional whirlwind
Yeah.
before you get to the entrance to Incredicoaster. That is the most jumbled, non-themed area in any part of Disneyland. You're talking about even in DCA, you have Avengers Campus, you have Cars Land, you have Buena Vista, you have all these different things. And then here you have
The Silly Symphony.
you have the Silly Symphony swings, you have the Golden Zephyr, you have a Paradise Garden. But hey, over here, every once in a while, we're gonna have a thing where we celebrate Cinco de Mayo, and we're gonna do that. It's like it's nothing even makes sense, and nothing's even themed.
And an Italian restaurant.
And an Italian restaurant. Nothing's even themed to each other. It just makes no sense. And it's so weird because that part of DCA harkens back to what DCA was when it opened,
Yes.
where it was just throw stuff in there and people will go because it's a place to go.
It's funny what Disney chooses to spend money on and what they don't choose to spend money on. Like they're doing this whole hotel thing, but they're also saving money in a bunch of other places. And it's like they're saving money and then not spending money to their own detriment. They've scrapped a bunch of stuff that would make people happy, that would bring a sense of newness, but also of retro vibes, or however you want to say it. With some of these callbacks, like the Haunted Mansion they were talking about doing, stuff like this would be great. Theme this, make this an area. If people aren't going in this area, why do you think that is? It's because they choose to be somewhere else because this area stinks. Yeah. So make it something better. Yeah. Spend some actual dollars on it. I agree with you. Bev, go ahead, please.
All right. I also came up with this one on the fly because I was just sitting here thinking, like, I didn't have a fourth one because actually it was really particularly hard for me to come up with things I didn't like.
Easy for you to say.
New for me.
Yeah.
But man, I hate that lady that hangs out in front of Carthay with the fake dog.
Yes. She can go away.
Like, I don't understand why when she don't ever talk to me. First of all,
I will say she's never spoken to me.
Don't ever talk to me with your fake dog and ask me to pet it. Like, cause no, what is that?
That's because I've always steered us away from her because I hate her also. That's why she's never spoken to us.
She's dressed in like, I don't know, 30s, 40s garb. And she walks around with this little dog. Sorry, I'm off the microphone. Yep. This little dog thing, but it's actually a puppet and her hand's inside of it. And she's like moving it around like, oh, isn't my dog so cute? And I'm like, oh, you're crazy.
I just saw this same puppet show 4 blocks down by the 7-Eleven. It's very different.
No, I hate that. That can go away today.
Yeah, it's a little bothersome. Taryn, go ahead.
Mine is actually similar to Bev's because I'm calling it, I don't like bright suns. Oh. Now, I'm a fan of the immersive lands, and I really actually do like Galaxy's Edge, but I don't care for their stupid vocabulary. I honestly I don't want to be greeted with bright suns or bright moons. I came here to get drunk on a Bespin Fizz or listen to DJ Rex. Like, that's enough immersion for me. Hearing cast members speak the forced, like, new language just feels like bad dinner theater or LARPing.
It does. And imagine if you went to like New Orleans Square and you heard just like Cajun Creole.
Yeah, it's.
You know what I mean?
That'd
it's
be
like
inappropriate.
Yeah, it would be tight, but it'd just be like you're just watching Forrest Gump at that point.
Yeah, like I just don't need that in my life. Like, I'm still at Disneyland. I know I'm at Disneyland.
Right.
You know I'm at Disneyland. Let it go.
Let it go. My last one for things I don't like: the entirety of the Esplanade. I know.
What? Really?
Yeah, why? I know. Groups of teens meeting up at the embedded Compass Rose in the middle of the Esplanade to talk about the latest Starbucks drinks they just bought at Disneyland will be forever angered by my choice, but I'm sticking to it. The Esplanade is and forever will be a wasteland, a barren desert devoid of imagination, imagineering, basic design elements, and shade. Drop some friggin' cheese, yo. Let this green place light up a little bit, especially as you transition from the gates of Disneyland with the planters of trees and Disneyland roses and whatnot. You go under the monorail and then nothing but brickwork as far as the eye can see. It's like when you find an unfinished part of a video game map that the designers just walled off, but you manage to find a glitch into. There's so much space there to do something, anything with, that it makes me slightly upset. Give me more shade. Rip out that stupid Compass Rose. Drop a big fat tree in there. Drop 500 trees in there. Make it a forest to walk through. This is a hot, barren wasteland of a desert thing that I've already said.
What's a Compass Rose?
When you look on a map and it's like north, south, east, west, and that's what it is.
Where is that?
In the dead center of
right in the middle of it.
It like sticks up?
No, it's imprinted on the.
It's implanted.
It's a design. Yeah. See, you don't even know about it. How many times we walked past it? You don't even know.
Yeah, because I kind of like the Esplanade.
But what do you like about it specifically?
Because it makes me. It's the first part of being at Disneyland, and I just want to put out my arms and spin like Sound of Music.
Yeah. Well, I think it'd be cooler if there was a tree there. All right, Terrence, now let's transition into the details that we love of the Disneyland Resort.
The entirety of Galaxy's Edge. Maybe not the cast members saying, good moon and all that stuff, but
good moon, baby.
All right. But I saw that area for the first time about a month and a half ago. And I walked in with a friend of the show, Brett, and he took me through the area, took me through the land, and I rounded a corner, and in front of me was the Millennium Falcon. And I am a 41-year-old man, and I teared up seeing it because I felt like an 8-year-old kid seeing something that I've always imagined. That land is so immersive in the way they themed it. All of the little details of everything throughout that entire land just drew me in. So my first one, not my number one, but my first one is the entirety of Galaxy's Edge.
I'll let it pass. Go ahead, Bev. Your turn.
Area music. I think that is a detail that Disneyland does better than any other theme park I've been to, and I've been to a couple fairly recently, and I've tried to be like conscious of it. Like for example, when we were in Universal, I remember walking through and I was like, oh, this is very reminiscent of Disneyland. Like we're walking down the main drag, and I was like, man, but the music's like really loud.
Yeah, is there even music? And what kind of music? Like
there is
top
music
40 hits?
No. It kind of, so they have Universal's different, but they also have like different areas that are themed to different things. And so the music is themed appropriately, but like there's something about like the way Disney does it. Like you can be having a conversation and then be like, oh, what is that song? What is that? Is that the song from Up? And then continue your conversation. Whereas any other place I've been, it's been like, oh, that's loud, or like with Disney, we were talking about this earlier, or Terrence and I were talking about this earlier. When you're walking through, the music changes, but it changes so subtly that you don't even recognize that the music has changed. And now you're in Frontierland, and the music, you're listening to Frontierland music. I just think that it's a seamless transition, and they do it better than anyone else.
Yeah, that's true. All right, Taryn, go ahead.
All right, my first one is Center Street.
What's Center Street?
Exactly.
I don't know what that is.
I actually didn't know till I looked on Google Maps either. But Center Street is where they have the building facades near the lockers off of Main Street. So right past the Starbucks.
Yeah.
And I just really like that area because what I think any other park would have done is just have facades.
Right, not have that little alleyway down there or whatever,
well,
right?
I mean, even if they had the alleyway, it would just be facades. But here they have the painless dentist where you hear dentist drills and patient screams if you stand there long enough. And the Hotel Marceline, which is a nod to Walt's hometown. And you can hear someone singing in the shower and then gargling water and then brushing their teeth and then shaving. And it's like you're listening in on a hotel. And it's just these little unnoticed details on this noisy, busy Main Street that they didn't have to do, but they did. And I think that it's those little things that make Disneyland for me so unique.
I got
it. Is that DCA or Disneyland?
Disneyland.
Look at that, Bev. You learned something today.
Right by the lockers on Main Street. So you're walking down to the right, you go get a coffee.
It's normally missed because you're like, I need to go to a locker. And so you're just walking.
Right.
And then I need to go do the thing. You know what else I need to do? Gee, sorry, guys.
21st Amendment Brewery.
Shh. Wrong.
The 21st Amendment Brewery's latest beer release, Tropical Brew Free or Die IPA, puts an island vacation in their whimsically designed cans. That's right, cans. This refreshing year-round release, Tropical IPA, is brewed with pale and Munich malts, brimming with Azacca, Citra Cryo, and Mosaic hops, and topped with a splash of pineapple flavor. The result is a clean, refreshing beer featuring a mix of sweet malt, balanced bitterness, fruit-forward hops, and a nice tropical vacation at the finish. Tropical Brew Free or Die IPA is available at your local good beer shop, neighborhood taproom, and anywhere else people come together to find great craft beer.
That's right. All right, my first one that I love, the Main Street windows. Specifically, the filigree patterns on the windows around the names, they're just amazing looking, and they really do the presentation justice. Just having the person's name isn't enough, and I think that's what a lot of other parks would have done. Just like, here's your name in like block letters, you know, like you're some detective in a novel, right? It's like, boom, frosted glass, here's your name. It really serves as a classy and classic celebration of that particular person being honored. Just the way they design the names and the way they put a lot of passion and effort into making these look like pieces of art, and it's what they are. I love those. They're fantastic. All right, Terrence, what's your next one, baby?
The smelltizers on Soarin' and throughout the park. So everyone has some kind of scent that they associate with Disneyland. For most people, it's the smell of pirate water. But throughout the park, throughout the park, they intentionally pump smells out in order to help immerse you in where you are, and specifically on Soarin'. So the times where you're going over the ocean, where it smells like you can smell the salt water, or when you're over the orange groves and you can smell the oranges itself. And so it's just that little detail of instead of just trying to have your sight and your sense of feeling, but also your sense of smell come into play as well.
That's a good one.
All right, Bev.
I love the fact that they continue to honor Walt. Like, I love that they have his apartment with the candle in the window.
Candle in the wind.
Window and the candle.
Like a candle in the wind.
Oh, it seems to me he lived his life like that.
Never knowing.
No. Yeah.
I think that's an amazing detail. I think that they're still showing respect to the person who had this dream and brought it to fruition, and it's one of my favorite things.
All right, I like it. Cool. Taryn?
My next one is that they kept the original carpet in the Lily Bell train.
Yes.
I think that they didn't need to. It seems like something that they would have switched because of traffic, but I think it's such an interesting decision to, instead of opening that up and kind of locking everything down but changing the carpet, they instead just made it like harder to get on. Yeah. And they don't run it all the time. And I think that that's just a really interesting decision and kind of a cool detail about Disneyland, that they kept that carpet and they kept all of the designs that Lillian chose for that car, and they kept the integrity of her original vision for that, but still was able to open it to the public in just a sort of a smaller sense. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Mine is the Little Man of Disneyland's house. Based on the children's book of the same name, the house is located at the base of a tree in front of the Indiana Jones queue, the one that Taryn doesn't like, also the one with the sign for the ride on it. Some people think this was in the park at one point, that the Little Man of Disneyland had a house physically in the park, and then it was cemented over for reasons. But I don't think that was the case. I think what people are seeing or remembering were the cemented over holes used by landscapers to move mature trees around the property by drilling holes in the tree trunks and inserting metal poles into them. Then they lifted up, carried the tree over, planted it where it goes, patched up the holes, and then off they went. The detail is great because the tale of Patrick Begora ties in the development of Disneyland into a fun little story, while simultaneously making children think Disney is nice for letting Patrick stay on the property in front of house. It's a very cute little Easter egg that not a lot of people are really going to know about. And it also sort of invites people to ask cast members about it too. And that is sort of neat because everything that Disneyland is adding is sort of everybody knows about. Star Wars Land, or here's this droid or whatever, right? But not a lot of people are going to know about the Little Man of Disneyland. So it is sort of like a nice throwback, a nice callback, and a nice way for guests to have interactions with cast members too.
Cool.
Terrence.
So I have to kind of repeat one that you already said, Jason, and it's the windows, not just the Main Street windows. Like there's a window for Harper Golf and Adventureland, but there's one that really got me and really got me choked up after watching the Imagineering story. I would say probably 10 times at this point. And it's the one for Frank Wells on Main Street. And it's Frank Wells' 7 Summits for those who want to do it all. And the amazing thing was that the end of his life, he was a daredevil, 62 years old. He was a daredevil. He died in a helicopter accident going in Nevada, trying to go to one of the most dangerous peaks to ski on. But he had climbed 6 of the 7 summits in the world at this point. There's pictures of him, and he summited the Matterhorn. But Frank Wells is a guy who, in many ways, helped to save Disneyland and helped to expand Disney into what it was. And when I saw that window on Main Street, I actually did get a little choked up because he meant a lot to the company. He did a lot to the company. And when you really start researching all of the people who are on there, we wouldn't have the park that we love today if it wasn't for them.
Wow. All right. Bev, go ahead, please.
Again, as I've mentioned previously, I've traveled to some other amusement parks recently, and the cleanliness standard at Disneyland is head and shoulders above all else. The fact that there's no trash around or anything, you kind of take it for granted when you're there, but they do an excellent job of making sure that you are having the nicest, freshest, cleanest experience possible.
Hang on, sorry.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a thing happening.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, dude. Wow, we're getting
a lot going on.
We're getting trolled here. I love it.
I'm sorry, what?
Okay, good. You're doing it because
I'm just
don't know
doing
what
it.
I'm doing.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
This is so stupid.
I know it happens though. It's just one of those things. People just they're like
Find
what is
things
it?
that are lies.
Yeah, exactly. Here, let's just do I guess that's it.
Jason is putting in extra work tonight. Jesus.
If you believe you're in danger. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, that's what people do, like Discord servers or whatever. People are streaming. They just find someone who's streaming and they just go and invade their chat channel with a bunch of stuff.
Oh my God, it's still going.
I know. It happens.
Can you block the IP?
No. You can't. The only thing you can do is just hide them.
All right.
That's it. So, Bev, you just went, right?
I did, yes.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and
Cleanliness
keep
is
going?
godliness.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's me? Okay, my next one is the garbage cans.
Nice.
Again, think that the garbage cans, they vary from land to land, which is super cool. And they're all themed to the land that they are in. And again, this is something, it's a garbage can. They did not have to do that at all. Like it's not something anyone would have noticed had they not done it. And so I think it is really cool that they did it. And also, if you think about it, it was actually somebody's job at some point to design a garbage can.
Right.
And honestly, it's a job that I'd be happy doing.
I'd be doing.
So I don't know. I think it's cool.
I love it. All right, my third one, the wooden sidewalks in Frontierland. And I've made no mistake about this. I love those stupid things. Possibly my favorite thing to walk on, which is a weird thing to say. The wooden sidewalks in Frontierland are one of those details that I feel most parks would overlook. It's a bit odd, however, because you have these authentic looking wooden planks and then you step down onto concrete. I mean, why not make the wooden planks and then you just step down into dirt? I don't know. But I suppose you can only go so far with authenticity. They make a cool sound when you walk on them, and it just adds to the feel of the Frontierland. I will literally go out of my way to walk the full length of these bad boys, taking in the reverb and the thudding sounds my heavy footfalls make as I pretend that the drinking water here will not give me diarrhea.
That is
Love it.
accurate.
Love it.
All right, Terrence, go ahead, please.
All right. Number 4, I love the fact that the majority of rides in Disneyland proper are either inside or you only see the most adventurous portions from the outside. It allows the Screams of Splash Mountain to act like a carnival barker, beckoning you to see what's going on. It also helps with the theming because for those of us who have been to like Magic Mountain or anything like that and ask why is, whatever, Riddler's Revenge is because it's literally just painted green.
Right.
But at Disneyland, they have the opportunity to really theme things out. And then you have the most exciting part of the ride outside for people to see.
Nice.
Very good. All right, Bev, go ahead, please.
Very nice. I'm going to disagree with Taryn here. I'm sorry.
Whoa, dude.
I know. One of the details I love is actually the whole entire queue for Indiana Jones. I think that's like
fair.
The wait for that ride is always terrible because it'll inevitably break down 3 times while you're waiting.
Yeah.
But it's interesting and it's entertaining. And I agree with you. They should fix the ceiling thing. You're not wrong.
I really should have just narrowed it down to that. You're
probably
you're right, and honestly, I do like all of it, but I should have just said I don't like a bamboo stick. Is really what it is.
But
sure.
but I get it though. It could be more.
Yes.
All right, Taryn.
Me.
You're up.
Okay, this one actually is partly for Bev.
Wow, look at you guys falling in love. That's cute.
And it's not Disneyland. It's actually Walt Disney World Haunted Mansion queue. Yes. This thing, there is nothing like it. It's
Disney World? What are you talking about?
Yes, I went to Disney World for this one.
It's for the Disneyland Resort. Are you crazy?
We never said that.
Yes, we
didn't
did.
specify that.
No, we did. No, we didn't.
It's literally in the name of the show.
It's literally the name of the show.
But
I'm breaking a rule. I don't
Okay.
care.
All right, Taryn's breaking the rule, everybody.
The Haunted Mansion queue at Walt Disney World is almost as fun as the ride. You can speak to the nearly departed in the Spectrecom. You can play musical instruments on the tombstones. You can play a stone organ. This is all in the queue, and the stone organ blows smoke. You can get sneezed on by a dead captain. That's
coronavirus.
Yeah, it's not a real person. It's just water. And finally, watching Madame Leota's tombstone not only move but very subtly blink right before you get into the ride building. It's just amazing. It's such a great queue. I love it.
I'm excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too, man. Okay. My next one is the small seashells in the concrete at Ariel's Adventure. And I want you to count how many times I say the word concrete in this because I couldn't think of another word. Over in DCA, there's a small ride you may never have heard about called Being Submerged in the Lake by Arthur C. Miller. I may have that wrong, but I don't know. The name is something like that. Okay. Anyway, as you enter the queue for this ride, look down at the concrete as you travel at walking speed because this thing is always a walk-on, and you'll notice small seashells crushed up and scattered on top of the concrete. What a great little detail to add here, and I'm assuming you're supposed to be at the beach as you walk into the ride. I don't know, but either way, this little addition helps set the stage for you being underwater. Another cute detail that did not have to be there. Omitting the shells would not have taken anything away from the ride queue at all, but adding them definitely enhances it. Go ahead, Terrence.
Oh, all right.
Also,
I thought
pavement, cement.
All right, here's my last one.
Yeah, go for it.
The nods to where past things have stood. So we talked about it a little bit with Dave, the fact that there is still the concrete from where the house of the future stood. But the fact that there is Melvin, Buff, and Max from the Country Bear Playhouse that are still bust within Winnie the Pooh. The fact that there is still the Eeyore parking sign in the queue for Indy. I like the fact that they did not just plow over areas of the park and say, okay, well, we're done. We're not going to even remember anything that's happened there before. But the fact that they have incorporated what used to be there into what's there now. I think that's an amazing, amazing detail.
Agreed.
Good job.
That's pretty cool.
All right, Bev, let's hear it.
Okay. This one deviates a little bit because it's not necessarily a detail.
Oh, God.
However,
here we go. But in Shanghai Disney,
no, but
the bathrooms smell good.
It's still Disney.
Okay,
it's still Disneyland.
All right.
And it actually was one of my hates, and then I moved it over to one of my loves. And that is their ability to crowd control.
Okay, I'll allow it. I will allow this one.
With parades, for example. I was at first I was like, man, they do such a crap job. Like when you're walking by and you have to like, and the guy's like with the lights and I was like, well, what? Come up with a better solution. There's no better. They do the best job they can with the space that they have.
Yeah.
And they do it well, and they do it fast. Like it is a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, highly trained.
That is highly trained, and that is my last one.
Okay, very good, Taryn.
All right, this one is a little similar to Bev's previous one, which is that Walt Disney himself is everywhere. And I love that even when somebody like Michael Eisner takes over, there are still many elements in the park that forever remain Walt's vision. For example, and I have 3 examples. One is great moments with Mr. Lincoln. That could have been and probably should have been removed or replaced 100 times by now. It's not a popular attraction. It's boring. It takes up a lot of space. Oh my God,
that sucks so bad.
But
I hate that thing.
It hasn't been removed, and I can only imagine that it's because it just screams Walt. There's no other reason to keep it.
Yeah.
The next example is the flag ceremony, which is a direct connection to Walt's undying love for America and something that I think a lot of people don't even know about, but it still happens every single day. And then my last example of this is Lillian's Petrified Rock. There is literally 0 reason for this to be in the park.
Right?
It would actually be much better suited for the Walt Disney Family Museum, but it's there at Disneyland because it's a part of Walt, and it's a small reminder that behind the billions of dollars, behind the acquisitions and the blockbuster movies, there was a man with a family and a vision to have a park that was safe and welcoming to all.
Wow.
Who have money.
Yeah. You were very sensitive today when you wrote that.
Yeah. Thanks, Ben.
Anytime.
All right. My last one is the old espresso machine in Cafe Orleans.
Oh,
you guys seen this thing?
No.
Oh, well, when New Orleans Square opened in 1966, the cafe there was actually called the Creole Cafe and featured an impressive and elegant espresso machine made by Adile. Trumpy, if you don't shut up, I'm going to make you into a stuffed animal. I'm going to send you to Blobber, and he's going to taxidermy you. Go away. Stop. Go.
I'll go get her food.
Oh, good gravy. The machine was crafted in 1905 and was supposedly purchased by Walt himself. Now, the Disney Parks blog posted a photo of Walt standing in front of the espresso machine with a gal who supposedly works at the place, whatever, only a few months before he passed away. Like, I think it was like 2 months before he died. He was there. And they made no such claims about who actually bought the machine. So I'm going to go ahead and say that Walt did not buy this specific machine himself to put into the park. I feel like that was just an addition that one of the Imagineers made or whatever. But people like to say, oh, Walt bought this. But if Walt had bought this, it would be on record, and the record would be in the archives, and then that would have been used to post this Disney Parks blog thing. So if the Disney Parks blog themselves are not confirming this, I'm going to go ahead and say that that's not actually true. But there is still a cool detail here anyway. This machine, the Adile, is considered the world's first commercial espresso machine. I hate it when people say espresso. I hate that so much. The world's first commercial espresso machine. The world's first commercial espresso machine. This was built in 1905.
That's crazy.
Wow.
This machine literally was off the run of the world's first commercial espresso machine, giving Cafe Orleans a little bit of history right off the bat. The Adile is non-functioning now, which is probably good because the shots it would pull would taste more like strong filtered coffee than the espresso we know today. Modern machines push steam at 9 bar through the portafilter, and this one used to push like under 2 bar.
Okay.
Plus, it would only heat the water to about 140 degrees versus the much hotter temperatures we require for modern espresso, which is like 190. What do you mean?
I order mine kids temp every time.
Yeah, but they they don't control the temperature of the espresso water. They just water it down or put ice in it.
What?
Sorry. Yeah. You can't control because the water's in a tank.
No, they can. No, yeah, I know. No, but they control how hot your drink has because it has a little like thermometer thing in it. I always order mine at 140 degrees.
How hot your drink has?
Well, because she's having a latte.
My drink
She's not
is-
just having espresso.
Okay, see, I'm talking espresso shots.
I'm sorry. I'm having a latte.
Okay, yeah, so then that's the steamed milk. This is the espresso. So the espresso water comes out at like 190, 195, something like that. Back in the day, that's 140. That's like green tea temperature. That is not very hot. So these espresso machines didn't make very good coffee from the get-go, and they took like 45 seconds to pull a shot, where the Starbucks standard is 10 seconds.
Oh wow.
Knock that in and out. So anyway, it's good that it doesn't actually like work anymore. However, it's still in the back. Walt definitely was there. He's posed by it, drinking espresso from it. So it is kind of a cool thing. The very first espresso machine off the line there. Kind of fun.
Nice.
And that is 5 things we hate and 5 things we love mostly about the Disneyland Resort. Because apparently some people don't read too good.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Good one.
Thanks, man.
This is better than I thought it was going to be, frankly.
Yeah, it was good.
I'm telling you, it was... What?
I have my thing.
Oh, my God. Do we really got to do it?
We don't have to, but I put time and effort into it.
Can we just do it later?
Okay.
Do it for the next show? How long is it going to take?
It's 1 page of writing.
Oh, my God.
We can do it on the next show. That's fine.
You want to do
I
it
think
next
we
show?
should do it. I'm super excited about it. Let's do it.
Who dat?
I thought I got away with it.
Who's that? Who's that? Who's that?
Who's that?
Who's that?
Who's that?
Who's that?
Who's
Who's
that?
that?
Still proud of that. This is about Riley's imaginary boyfriend from Inside Out. So, Inside Out is, in my opinion, one of the best Pixar films ever made. It is totally relatable on a preteen, pre-puberty level, and it's one of my favorite parts of the entire movie is Riley's imaginary boyfriend. Now, the imaginary boyfriends, plural, are located in Riley's mind and presumably the embodiment of Riley's idea of the ideal boyfriend. He's from Canada. He takes lots of selfies. He has perfectly shaggy hair and of course would die for Riley. Joy, Sadness, and Bing Bong only know Riley as a child at this point and have never seen her show interest in a boy, which confuses the emotion characters in what I believe is a beautiful visual of the confusion that's experienced during early puberty. Joy later takes advantage of the imaginary boyfriend's undying devotion to Riley and uses a generator in the Imagination Land and collects a large group of the boyfriends to use as a catapult, allowing her to reach the headquarters. And after successfully helping Joy, the imaginary boyfriends fall into the memory dump and have effectively died for Riley. Now,
I would die for Riley.
The character of the imaginary boyfriend was based on the production team asking a large group of preteens what their ideal boyfriend would look and act like.
Canadian.
Well, according to Inside Out's director, Pete Docter, the super tight skinny jeans and perfectly floppy hair was inspired by none other than One Direction's Harry Styles. Now, Riley's imaginary boyfriends don't appear in any other movies or at the parks, but at the very end of the movie, Riley does bump into a real-life boy at the ice skating rink, and this boy turns out to be named Jordan. And while his time in the movie Inside Out is less than 30 seconds, he does have a larger role in the Pixar animated short Riley's First Date. Now, who is behind the character of the imaginary boyfriend? It's a man named Nick Patera, and he is the voice of the imaginary boyfriend. He only has one line that's repeated over and over again, and that is, "I would die for Riley." Voice acting, however, is not his day job. He works full-time at Pixar Studios as a set modeling artist. And in his free time, he's actually a YouTube celebrity who is one of the single most talented singers I've ever heard. His most popular video, which is a cover of Aladdin's A Whole New World, has over 36 million views. And his second most popular has over 20 million views. And he sings a melody of Disney songs, both the female and the male voices. And it's mind-blowing. I thought it was stupid when I first watched it because I thought that he wasn't really singing the songs. I thought he just had put this all together. And then I found out that he actually is singing, and it's mind-blowing. The role of Riley's imaginary boyfriends is small, but it's important. They literally and figuratively catapult the story forward while also being one of the funniest parts of the film. The selfies, tight jeans, and hair are more generic imaginary boyfriend traits, but the fact that he's from Canada and Riley's sport of choice is hockey are the real details that help bring Riley's character and a movie about preteen emotions to life.
Very good. Did you see me that clip, or you didn't see me that clip?
I forgot to send it to you.
That's right.
But yeah, check out Nick Patera on YouTube. It's very fascinating.
Who's that? Who's that?
Who's that?
Who's that? Who's that?
Who's that?
Who's that?
Who is that? That's really a good question. One that we'll solve later on. All right. Well, I think we have a good show, everybody. What do you think? You did all right.
Too.
Yeah.
Thanks to Daveland Web. Well, I mean, I guess thanks to Dave. Go to davelandweb.com and get your history tour on. You know what I'm trying to say? All right. Next week, I don't know the date yet, but we're going to have in-depth for sure. It's been a hot minute. It's been like 2 weeks since we've released any content on this channel.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I know, right? It felt really odd. And I tried to like bully Jeremy into doing an in-depth last week, and he's like, I'm just too busy. All right. It's fine. I get it. I get busy too. Also, he lives on the East Coast where there are like 100 hurricanes. So I get it. But anyway, we're going to try to figure all that kind of stuff out. Fact of the show. Walt's idea for Disneyland started back in the 30s, but grew into something obtainable in the 50s. Even before the story of the park began even before the story of the park being across from the studios, Walt actually had the idea to build an even smaller space on the studio property itself, specifically for the children of the employees to go visit. One attraction of note would have been a singing waterfall. So, we always hear that, Disneyland evolved because he wanted to have like a 2-acre park across the street. That was actually the second idea. The first idea was a place on the property itself, just for the kids of the employees. Kind of cool.
That's cool.
Never heard of that
super
before.
Cool.
Yeah, a singing waterfall. Good idea,
Nice.
Walt. Yeah. All right, thanks a lot, everybody, for tuning in. Again, thanks to Daveland Webb. Check them out. Go to concierge.com if you are booking shows. If you're booking trips to any of the Disney parks, if you're trying to get on those cruises, trying to do all that fun stuff, concierge.com. They will help you book everything. They helped Bev. They changed Bev's life around.
Did.
Yeah.
They took care of me. I would have been just completely lost.
Absolutely.
They hooked your girl up.
Yeah. Concierge.com. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Don't forget to ask for the 21st Amendment beers wherever you find good craft beer, hopefully in and around DCA. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot. We'll see you.
Bye.
All right, whatever. Man.
That sucked.
We got
not the show.
We got bombed the hell out, dude.
What
Bruh.
was that?
I don't know. It happens, dude. That shit just happens. That was ugly.
Yeah.
That was really bad.
It was like hard to keep up too.
Are we live still?
Yeah, we're still live, but we're
Yeah. Whew. Man.
Yeah.
That was
Sorry, chat.
There were some
That was rough.
hard R's dropped in that one. That was
several,
crazy.
yeah, for sure. And like
Hurt my
usernames were
soul.
changed, and it was real weird, man. It was like I don't understand why people do that. Like I don't understand why. I don't understand what.
C-bomb.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Waste of time.
Yeah, I don't understand what you get out of that. It's like it didn't.
Right?
I think what they're hoping is for us to have like a big meltdown live and go, ha ha ha, we did this.
Yeah.
We rated them, and it's like I don't care. We just keep going, and like we just.
You need to have more of a like crack in your voice when you're saying.
Yeah.
Because this is clearly a child.
For sure.
It's not, you're not gaining any monetary value out of this, so.
Yeah, Ryan in the chat just said it's the worst troll he's seen, and I would have to say same. Like, that was a bad one.
Yeah, they weren't very good. That's the thing.
They
where
just
it's like,
used really bad, awful words.
it's okay to hit women. What are you talking about? Cool bot.
Says
like
who? What? Like what?
Yeah. It's really weird. What I don't like is that you can't click on like their user. You can't like report their user profiles. You can only just like report the content. And it's like eventually it'll get deleted, I suppose, if YouTube decides to do it. But YouTube can't even
deleting
police.
them?
I was doing some. Terrence, I think, was probably doing some. I imagine that was you.
Me.
Oh, it was Taryn.
It was Taryn. Yeah.
And you don't have as an admin, you do not have the ability to ban their IP.
No, not at all.
I could do that with the Brewing Network people when they got.
Yeah, because it was different, totally different software. But no, with YouTube you can't do that.
That's
You can literally like report it or put them on timeout. You can't even kick them out.
Well, it says hide user on this channel, and I think
That's what I was doing.
Oh, okay.
I was hiding the user.
Okay.
But then if they were in timeout, I couldn't hide them.
You should be able to block them from this channel.
You can't. You can hide. You can. That's hiding. If you hid them, then they don't. Then they can just type all they want, and we'll never see it. Which is what we did. So like halfway through, they were probably still typing something, but we couldn't see it. So it just didn't really like. Who cares?
Like right now, are they still hidden or?
No.
Or did they just give up?
I don't think they've been here for a while. I think they just gave up, honestly. But like I'll jump into the participants every now and then. I was looking and it's just all friends. So yeah, I don't understand. But the bummer is that if you go back and watch the show, you're gonna see those things popping up and like the people's users' names are still there, and this is sort of disappointing. So hopefully YouTube gets their shit together and deletes all that stuff, which is what they're supposed to do. But like I said, they've banned a ton of content supposedly that you can still find on YouTube. So they don't know what's going on over there, man.
No.
Dang.
Anyway, whatever. It's all gravy, baby.
Yeah.
It's craziness, man.
Stupid.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's it, everybody.
All right.
All right.
Annoying shit. All right. Thanks, guys. Preach.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
I should have this up tomorrow. I need to have it up tomorrow.
Okay.